I think with regard to the work requirements, it's a question about...
It's total bullshit.
I hear you, but the bigger thing for someone like myself is, hey guys, we got to take agency here.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, and it's beyond just relying on the dole.
Yes.
In other words,
Do we have data? Like, does anyone on this panel who's like, we need to have work requirements, we need to have work requirements?
I'm not saying work requirements.
Do you guys have data showing that there's a bunch of bums in America who like refuse to work?
It's not about the work requirement. It's about the fact that they use the work requirement as a process to set up some insane verification system that makes it so 90% of the people will not complete the verification. And then they deny Medicaid. So it is a set of obstacles and hurdles and challenges that are set up to remove people from Medicaid. And so this work requirement talk is fucking nonsense, okay? It is nonsense. Work requirements are a con. They're a con.
Total bullshit.
I do have to diverge with Ann a little bit on here. I hate to do that, but I really feel like work requirements are a good thing, and it's something that
too. Like I'm waiting to see, and I hear everything you're saying.
Hold on, can I just say they cut $1.1 trillion from Medicaid. They cut up. So the Medicaid system is robbed of $1 trillion. The work requirement argument is total bullshit. It's not about work requirements.
Explain it to me.
They're getting less funding. So it doesn't matter if you work or not, even if you
So,
qualify.
so-
if there isn't enough funding for you to, get Medicaid and you're like living in poverty, you're not going to get Medicaid. They don't have
So this
an
the
additional
cuts are
1.1
deeper
trillion
than just work requirements.
They're worried about rural
Okay.
hospitals shutting down.
Okay, that is a completely different. So that is a piece that I have yet to hear.
Well,
I've
let's
heard
talk
work
about-
requirements.
Dude, that is a piece she has yet to hear. Like, goddamn, Jillian. How much time did you spend researching this fucking bill? Like the 18 seconds to read the email script you got from PBD? That's literally the number one thing they talked about was rural hospitals closing. Because yes, if you take out of Medicaid, that means a whole bunch of people are going to get denied. Okay? And how are they going to deny them? They're going to make obstacles. They're going to make hoops. They're going to make it nearly impossible to get Medicaid so less people can qualify, period. Like, dude, how? What is her? Yeah, I guess. I don't know what she was doing, dude. She was busy, like, harassing some people down at her local gym or some shit, I guess. I don't know what she was doing, but, like, Jesus.
Work requirements.
Let's talk
this
about
thing
the
is
work.
so big, it's almost impossible to follow. I'm like, wait, we're doing AI regulation? No, we're not doing. We're funding abortion. We're not funding abortion.
We are.
There's tax cuts.
So,
there's not. It is almost impossible.
Wait, couple of white pills because I have been super negative on this segment. I like that they stripped Mike Lee's national parks provision. They're not going to sell off the national
Right.
parks.
Oh,
yes,
that's
was
right.
good.
That is a good thing.
That's because of the parliamentarian, by the way.
Yeah. I do like that they have defunded Planned Parenthood. That is only for 1 year, though.
Dude, Anna loves saying parliamentarian, dude. She loves that word. She says she likes that they defunded Planned Parenthood. Like, how can you like that? First off, federal money didn't go to provide abortions, but Planned Parenthood is literally women's health care in poor rural areas. There are a lot of areas of the country where the only medical clinic for women to get pap smears and to get, birth control and shit like that, or STD screening, that's all they have, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And she's like celebrating this. Like, how dumb do you have to be? What level of privilege do you have where you don't understand what Planned Parenthood brings to the table? Like, dude, it just fucking pisses me off, man.
I do like that they have defunded Planned Parenthood. That is only for 1 year, though. I was hoping that would be, a lot more defunding, because as we've covered on previous segments, they are not being responsible in the way they are distributing care. They are transing minors without doctor's notes, without any oversight.
Right. Dude, Planned Parenthood, she said, is transing minors? What the fuck is she talking about? What type of valuetainment PBD bullshit? There's no operating room at a Planned Parenthood. What the fuck is she talking about? Transing. Oh my God, dude. This accent, her accent, is the most astroturfed bullshit hybrid accent. Transing minors. If Anna lets this go and does not speak on this, we know that Anna, she's done. Okay, let's see if Anna comes out and at least calls bullshit on this.
We've covered on previous segments. They are not being responsible in the way they are distributing care. They are transing minors without doctor's notes, without any oversight.
Right.
I do understand that they serve a purpose, but I think they're grossly misappropriating what their bans are.
But on one hand, we got, and I hear you, and I'm sorry, but on
Dude, no pushback from Anna. None. They're transing minors at Planned Parenthood. Yeah, I also hear that there's litter boxes. They give away litter boxes for all the elementary school kids to take a shit in at every Planned Parenthood. Come on in. Come on into Planned Parenthood, guys. Get your litter box so you too can have your kids shit in a litter box year round. Dude, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? It's like the James Comer hand right here, dude.
one hand, it's like, we're adding all this money. We cut Medicare. We cut Medicaid. It's like, but
can we
can
talk
you
about
have it all? That's kind of the part where it's like we're adding all this money to the bottom line and the deficit and but they cut this and they cut that. So is it the allocation?
Can
like
we, it's the whole thing. It adds to the debt. I have a huge problem with the fact that we're nickel and diming the American people on things like health care, which people desperately need.
So you want that money to health care, not defense.
By the way, there's like no.
Dude, we don't need money to defense. And how about if we just have the rich motherfuckers pay a whole bunch more money? I want Bill Gates and Elon and Mark Zuckerberg and Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft. I want all those fuckers, Mark Cuban, to pay through the goddamn nose to the point of where they're not even billionaires anymore. They're just 100 millionaires, right? And they'll be fine. If you can't live on $500 million a year or whatever, then fuck you. Then, I don't know, go get a job at Walmart. Fuck you. We'll get somebody else in there to take your place that can live on $500 million. Because, I could run the Dallas Cowboys. I don't care about Jerry Jones. I could run that team. Give me a break. You could give me an MLB team, and it wouldn't be any worse than the Colorado Rockies. Anyone could run those goddamn teams. You just hire really talented people underneath you. Fuck these rich motherfuckers, dude. Seriously, fuck them all, bro. Dude, look at Jillian. She's like, oh, now I'm hearing your point. But, did you not think about this, Jillian? What did Jillian think about? The more I watch this, guys, I do not like Jillian Michaels. She's a fucking scumbag, bro. She is a scumbag. She is I became a Democrat when I needed civil rights, when I wanted to get gay married, okay? And then I got rich, and then I got gay married, and the minute it happened, I grabbed the ladder, and I'm like, fuck all of you. All of you are degenerates that are below me. Oh, by the way, you want to buy my scam health products? Dude, she is a scumbag, dude. 100%, dude. She is slime.
Yeah.
In a way that's clear, with people really leaning into, I like this thing that we're giving babies. I'm like, well, that's cool. I like work requirements. Okay, yeah. I don't want to fund her abortion. Okay. But I really, honest to God, don't feel like someone has said exactly, I don't like that we're giving all this money to defense instead of healthcare.
Well,
because
dude, nobody has said that. Jillian couldn't think that one through herself. Gee, all right, I've got a bunch of money, and you come to me and say, I'm taking your money. Do you want to buy some Tomahawk missiles, or do you want to go provide health care for some hardworking people that are providing you with food? Gee, that's a no-brainer. I'll take the providing health care for the people who are providing me with food. Really? Is there anyone who wants their tax dollars to buy a bunch of goddamn Tomahawk missiles? Or to buy RFK Jr. some tinfoil and some fucking heroin? Come on, man. You know what I mean? Goddamn, bro. Or to spend $300 billion on the masked guys who are taking the license plates off their cars and grabbing hardworking people from Home Depot parking lots? Like, Jillian, are you stupid? Jesus, you couldn't think that through yourself? You had to have somebody come in, a Sherpa, like show up and like show you that? You know what I mean? Like, are you that dumb? Or do you just play dumb because it allows you to be a scumbag and look like you don't know any better?
So let me ask you a question. What do you think would be better? Us to get the short-term tax relief now, or deal with this can that we're kicking down the road?
Well, dude, what would be better is tax the shit out of the wealthy and end billionaires. No more billionaires. Gone. All right? As of tomorrow, right, you are getting taxed 86% on every dollar of wealth you control over 200 million. End of fucking story, right? Private equity firms, a huge tax for them to operate, or they don't operate at all. I mean, dude, get rid of health insurance companies and nationalize some industries that need to be nonprofit. I mean, dude, this ain't rocket science. No, we don't need to control the means of production, but there are certain industries, food, healthcare, education, that should essentially be nonprofit industries. No profit motive, humanitarian motives.
We are on a very dangerous trajectory, and I do want to say, on this, I have to diverge from you a little bit. I just have to be, stay true. But like, instead of freaking out about the work requirements,
dude, Lindy Li says she has to stay true, guys. Right? This woman who literally was stumping for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris so hard right up until the day she threw the entire Democratic Party under the bus. She's going to stay true. All right, you ready, guys? Here it comes.
Trajectory. And I do want to say, on this, I have to diverge from you a little bit. I just have to be, stay true. But like, instead of freaking out about the work requirements, can we get specific about what they are? Because we haven't. Let's enumerate. It's 80 hours a month, and you don't have. It's
I know.
But by the way,
I know you're not understanding my point, though. You're not understanding my point. It's one thing to be like, we're going to implement work requirements. By the way, we've done this before. It's failed, but whatever. We're going to do it again. It's going to fail again. Let's just go through the process. But it's not that. I just think the work requirement argument is total BS because they've preemptively cut $1.1 trillion to the Medicaid system. That means the Medicaid system already is robbed of $1.1 trillion in funding. So even if everyone who's currently getting Medicaid actually qualifies for Medicaid under the work requirement, well, what happens if the system has been robbed of $1.1 trillion?
Well, this is like dozens of billions of dollars that
yeah, they don't get that money. But what's going to happen is not everyone's going to qualify. They are going to create a system of obstacles that guarantee that $1.1 trillion worth of people don't qualify. And there you go. That's your work requirements. Work requirements are merely the excuse to implement obstacles. But the fact of the matter is $1.1 trillion worth of qualified people are not going to qualify. That's the end of the fucking story, right? And like game, set, match. The money is gone. The people will not get it.
It's like dozens of billions of dollars that we've trillions of dollars that we've dedicated in Medicaid. But I do want to say it's kind of, from my point of view, it's an insult to the American people to think that they can't fill out a form twice a year.
It's an insult to the American people when we're funding fucking bombs for Israel or for Ukraine, but we can't afford fucking health care for the poor in our own country.
I don't think that we should be paying
I hate this argument. It's
I don't think we should be paying for illegal immigrants. I just don't think.
Separate issues.
No, but what are our priorities? What are our priorities? But keeping Americans healthy, even if they're living in poverty, or sending bombs to foreign countries?
You make a great point there. However, I think with regard to the work requirements, it's a question of.
It's total bullshit.
I hear you, but the bigger thing for someone like myself is, hey guys, we got to take agency here.
Okay,
exactly.
So, and it's beyond just relying on the dole.
Yes.
In other words,
do we have data? Like, does anyone on this panel who's like, we need to have work requirements? We need to have work requirements.
I'm not saying work requirements.
Do you guys have data showing that there's a bunch of bums in America who like refuse to work?
There's
okay, what is it? Tell me what the data is.
Wait, let me first just take a broader step. It's a good thing to give people dignity. It's when did we?
What's the data? Because I've looked at the data. What's the data?
Let's
you're suggesting they
pull up
won't
the
do the
data.
work?
You're saying that every single
everyone who's in favor of the work requirements has this assumption that able-bodied Americans who are on Medicaid are just lazy bums.
Are
and they're
you
like
saying that
refusing to
literally
work.
every single person is entitled to Medicaid?
This has been analyzed a billion times.
Are you saying that
every
100%?
able-bodied person who's receiving Medicaid, who is not taking care of dependents and can't work because of that, they're qualified because they're already working.
You're saying
there's over 60% who are able-bodied and they are working. Yes, we can look it up right now.
Somebody look it up.
So explain this to me. If I'm able-bodied, why am I not working then? You're saying there's no jobs for them?
Dude, first off, if you're 35 years old and able-bodied and you're not working, what are you using Medicaid? You're not using any fucking resources. There are no young able-bodied people just using Medicaid to what? To get fucking CT scans every week? Are they taking speech therapy or physical therapy for a non-existent issue? Like, what the fuck are these people talking about? But to me, when I hear her, did you hear what Jillian said? She said, we got to take agency. I don't like people on the dole. But Jillian, you fucking clown, you and PBD and Anna and Elon Musk and Bill Gates, you're going to get huge tax cuts for nothing. You're on the dole. Why are you getting huge tax refunds? Why are you, with all your money, getting fucking tax cuts? You are on the dole, right? But you're worried about a poor person having access to health care. Like, what in the actual fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the on the dole. This idea that poor people, everybody deserves health care. Period. I don't care if you work. I don't care if you pick fucking mealworms out of your asshole while playing fucking GTA in your mother's fucking linen closet. You deserve health care, right? Like, seriously. Like, end of story, man. You know what I mean?
My point is, able-bodied people who are getting Medicaid are working. They're all working
unless they have a dependent.
But they only
unless they're taking care of elderly family
but then they
members.
qualify, though.
Yes, that's the point. Okay, everyone, focus. Okay. Yes, they qualify. So the argument is they're working, so they qualify. So what's the big deal? They robbed Medicaid of $1.1 trillion. The whole system has a lot less money to function.
First of all,
so what's going to happen, what Anna is essentially saying is right now, there's a bunch of able-bodied working people that are going to have to go through this work requirement qualification process. And $1.1 trillion worth of those people who qualify are going to be stamped not qualified, and they're going to lose their fucking Medicaid, okay? That's what's happening, okay? A whole bunch of people are getting cut, period, right?
Guys,
Hold on, are we arguing work requirements, though? Because you're saying they're working.
Overrule.
I feel like we're conflating definitions.
Dude, people are working, Jillian. They're telling you that a whole bunch of people aren't working because that's appealing to your sense of entitlement so you can get your fucking rich person dole tax cut and the money, the socialism you rich fuckers get day in and day out. And they're like appealing to you thinking that those poor people are taking advantage of the system. Right? You're not getting a fat enough tax cut. You're not getting enough socialism, Jillian. You got to go find some poor people to beat up and steal their fucking wallet and shit. Take their shopping cart, go put it in your 5-car garage. That's what's going on. Like, goddamn, dude. These people, dude, rich people fucking piss me off, bro. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.